All right, tell me when you're ready. Are you watching my
Whenever,
stream?
yeah, whenever you're ready.
Okay. Hi guys. Yeah. So this is from last night's scrim. Watchpoint Gibraltar. This was like one of the few maps I was able to watch. And considering, uh, I think this is the map that's probably the most important, as you guys definitely struggle with it a little bit, but that's okay because this is a very hard map to play. Um, I think you guys on defense is a lot better than attack. So talking about the comp wise, okay, so I know that they banned Ana, and I know that Leah wanted to play Ana. Um, I think the I think this comp is fine here. Maybe so we and you guys banned Winston, so you guys kind of knew they're gonna play the diva probably. And I like the hazard pick is fine as well. Yeah, I think this comp is fine. Uh,
I will say, if you have the ability to ban a tank on Watchpoint Gibraltar, and you know they want to play Monkey, that could work. But that means that tank player also most likely has the ability to play like a diva or a hazard in their back pocket. And personally, I think a diva ban is more
yeah,
beneficial
yeah,
here. Jade
I agree. Yeah.
Jade has had multiple matches where we um, either the diva was banned here or we banned the diva here, and we couldn't do anything because we would normally play diva here. Um, and even trying with a monkey, I don't think their Winston was that good, but
Yeah,
gets
yeah. So
banned, I get.
I agree. In my opinion, of course, the bans are up to you guys, but in my opinion, I think Diva's a bit harder to play against because Monkey. Whenever we talk about Esperanza, I'm gonna talk about what I talked about to you guys during the scrim, um, and you guys were doing good against the Monkey until you guys were struggling. But besides the point,
Only
so
change I would make here. I know the
yeah,
Mercy
so
worked,
yeah,
but
so
I
I
would have
think
gone for the Kiri Wu Yang.
yeah, Kiri Wing is good as well. And also maybe and I'll talk about when attack. Like if you guys are not able to play Juno or sorry, Lucio, then maybe Juno's an option. But yeah,
Juno's a
let's look.
terrible idea. She's too squishy right now.
Yeah, well, hopefully she gets buffed. But yeah, I think Mercy's fine. But so we'll see how this plays out. And I think the hazard pick is good. And I think Tracer is yeah.
I'm just gonna play it a little bit slower so you can.
Okay, so
Actually, hold on.
so also I need to explain. So basically, we're doing like a weird thing. So I'm gonna be drawing on my screen, and he's just like gonna mimic what I'm drawing.
Hey,
So yeah,
I can draw too.
yeah.
Um,
But
First thing I'm gonna say that I see is you guys have a very good idea of how you want to position here and play here. I know they ran this weird ass sim shit the entire scrim. I would have predicted that, and of course Travis over here should be able to hear the teleporter and call it out. They teleported over into this room. Most likely that means they're gonna try to take this bridge area or do a long flank and pop out of the um, the side room to wrap around the stairs.
yeah,
If y'all ever hear that, if you hear the sim TP, call it out. It is a very very distinct sound, and it is very very easy to
and
prevent
yet
stuff
usually
with.
when people TP, it's like usually everyone goes, and if not everyone goes, like probably in the entire team except for Diva.
The other team, okay,
Um,
the other team last night. What I did notice, they used the TP as a um, bait a few times, where
yeah,
they'd
as a
place it down
distraction,
and
yeah.
not go through, and y'all would shoot at it, which that can happen too. But
It,
Mercy and Cass standing up here is good. I know Oofer says, I'm pretty sure Travis Oofer whatever said he doesn't like playing Cass on this map. It
yeah,
can work. I would
he
recommend
likes Tracer,
trying
yeah.
it a little bit more. I get the Tracer idea, but for defense specifically, I think a Cass Sojourn would be
Yeah,
super super
yeah,
strong.
yeah, and I think one of you guys were talking about how good Sojourn is on this map, and I
I think
agree.
that was
So
Fruit.
also, Cast Reaper is very good. I know they have Diva, but the Reaper is also a really good pick here. Especially
A
going
Venture
up
could work.
top. Now on the second point, on defense, that's when we can like talk about like different comps. I think on this map, like the first point, the second point, it just depends who you guys want to play.
On this,
Um,
I do want to say on this map, good rule of thumb is this high ground area will be your first fight. That is your first
yes,
fight. That is the first spot that you can defend. If they take you off of that, you really have to work for it for this last part, or just completely give
Yeah.
it to them, because there is not a good way to solidly defend this unless the other team is just terrible. And it would be better for y'all, instead of giving them more resources, give them the space and set up in the second point area.
Yes, yes, yes. Especially if you guys do not want to stagger, and that's one thing I'm going to be talking with, about with you guys on this map, especially. But yeah, so let's start it. So whenever, yeah, I think we're good to start.
Actually, do I have a
You can still see my screen, right? Like little
yeah? Okay.
thing. Okay.
Do I have a bind for play? Hold on. Spectate. Am I just blind? I think I am blind. Modify FOV. Show menu options. Spectate lock on.
Oh, there. Oh, spectate toggle pause.
Pause.
Where's play?
Control P, bro. What the fuck? I'm just gonna
Where's,
temporarily do it like that. Just
wait,
whenever
try
you
it.
need me to pause, I'll pause.
Does it work?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. So they're going up. So they're going up top now. Okay. So one thing to know, if they're going up top, and Robert, I'm gonna be talking to you like about you in particular on the third points whenever they were like rush on you. If you're gonna be playing like up top there, as soon as you see them coming up to you, you need to get out because again, their job is to kind of like dive up on you, like right, like because if they dive into Kiri, and I know Mercy's there to protect you, but if D.Va and like Lucio, like D.Va's really annoying. Also Travis, I think you're a bit too close beyond their backline. I think you need to play on the right over here, like over here. Yeah, you're because the problem is they're playing together. I know you can maybe look at the Freya, but I think I think if I remember, you got caught off on the first point here. I think you should be standing over here on the right somewhere. Um, and like going like around the health pack. But that's why we were saying it's kind of hard to play Tracer on defense. Now on attack it's different, but
I kind of have
yeah,
the
okay.
opposite idea personally. I think if they're trying to take high ground from Fluky, you want to just reinforce that, because you don't want to give them the high ground. You want to stay on that high ground for as long as possible. If they're gonna try to take the okay, my pen didn't work. If they're gonna try to take this bridge away, fight in this room back here and annoy the shit out of them, and you can always, stay up on this high ground, but you do
Yeah,
not
if that's
want
the
to give
case,
them
then
anything.
Bobby
Don't
needs
back
to go
up.
up there too.
Yeah,
Bobby needs
I
to go
don't
up there.
agree with the backing up call. I also think Travis is in a good position because Travis is right behind them. He's gonna pop out of the door and hopefully either annoy or get a pick on either of their supports, which that would
But
be
Travis,
beneficial.
you need to play your life, especially because if you die, then that's like right.
Tracer is supposed
If
to be
you're
self-sufficient.
yeah, exactly. But yeah, so if like by me backing up is if I think you guys need to be playing together. It's like if they're going up top, then Bobby, you need to like you're like, very mobile with Hazard, right? You can climb up shit. You can like, and Kiri can also. If you guys need to stay up together, and once they like, if they start going down here, like right. So if they're fighting up here, then you guys can go, like fight them in there, right? If they go down below and start pushing this, then you can go back up here. And Robert, you can also stay up here too. But yeah,
I will also say, if this team was smart, I don't remember if they were or not. Um, their Lucio player should be the one forcing point. If I were a Lucio player, I would take my uh, I would take myself and I would park myself right behind here, crouched, and follow the payload all the way around the corner until I'm forced off. Um, but I don't think they do that, and I think they drop to move the payload, in which that should be
mm-hmm.
a good opportunity for y'all.
Okay, yeah. So here, let's play it. Yeah. You guys are kind of playing together. Yeah, this is fine. See, if they're going up top,
The Tracer's forcing, like I said, they would.
yeah, Bob by yourself. I guess they can help you, but so now okay, now they're going down below. You guys need to adjust. Here, go back. So yeah, obviously that was not good. Here, rewind a little bit.
God,
You're good. You're good.
I hate these controls. How far back before Travis died?
Um, yeah, just like right before. Yeah. So yeah, see, Travis, they're looking at you. Now it's good that they're looking at you, but if they put that many resources into you, you need to try to get out or at least survive. Of course, that's not good. I know you can get back quickly, but that's already kind of a downside of being down one. But
Unfortunately, they also forced out rewind, so you don't really have many
Yeah, exactly. Right, yeah. So
Instead of teleporting out this way, I would have tried to go
I,
back. Because
yeah,
if you
either
get to
back
this
or
doorway and
mhm.
drop, you have a mega pack right there.
Also
Yes,
you
they
could
might
have
chase
gone
you, but
across the
that blows them
bridge
out.
too. Like so, instead of going left, you could have gone to the right, like the bridge. Or
This right here really is a choice. Is do you want a mega pack inside, or do you want a mini pack where there's another
yeah,
tracer? So
exactly. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, let's start it up. So Frey's sitting up top. Robert, you're doing a good job flanking, looking at him. Yeah, Travis dies, and now I would say you guys need to start backing up a bit. Okay, you guys get a good
no,
kill on the Lucio. That's very good. Yeah, so now all you guys are looking at D.Va. That's good. This is good. I like the wall there. Yeah, so that was good. Okay. Here, okay. Go back. Okay, so everything was good there except Robert. You got a little greedy there. You got the Freya, but as soon as they put a wall up, Robert, you need to like get off the high ground there. Especially since Mercy. Now, if Mercy or Sonari was there with you, then maybe you can survive. But even then, you need to back up. You push too far in that room. Right.
I also think
Um,
a call of where the diva is going could have helped a lot.
yes,
Because
exactly, yes.
I get why you would stay there and try to greed the Wu Yang kill or Wu Yang kill, but you need to be aware of where their tank is or where their other team
See,
is or where they
without
could
your
come from.
supports, like D.Va will fuck you up, especially if you're by yourself. You won't be able to
Bad
fight against D.Va.
character.
Yeah, D.Va will fuck you up. Now, if Bobby can go up there with, but see, I think Bobby's already low, but
Bobby got forced
either
down, doesn't have any cooldowns.
yeah.
That's fine.
So
The diva then took that as he's backing off. I'm
so
gonna go ahead and get the cast that just killed my Freya and move on from there.
either Bobby, you need to say I'm backing up or I'm being pushed down, or Robert, you need to be aware of your surroundings. But it's a good kill on the Freya though. But I'm not gonna be too harsh. But um, yeah, and also an idea is Sonari or like you know how the D.Va's looking at Sonari right now. Maybe you could have looked at the D.Va and helped your support instead up there. That's also another option. Yeah, you're trying to get the
To be
wing, but
fair,
yeah, the wings.
Bobby was getting too. He was getting enough pressure that they needed both the support, so it was kind of just a split problem.
Yeah, but right before that, it was a good fight plan. And Travis is back now. I think you guys are even still. Okay, Bobby's playing good up here. See, the thing with Mercy on this point, it's kind of hard. I know Ana with that ban because that's a good kill on Tracer. You just need to play smart here. Now, yeah, make sure they're not pushing the payload. Good. Now, okay, now they're on the payload. I would say one of you guys maybe, Robert. Yeah, look at that.
I'll say,
This is good.
unfortunately, this team is playing smart. They're backing off whenever y'all shift your attention. Um, Travis, be a menace to that Wu Yang. Like hunt him down.
Yeah, either be a
Do
menace to the
not let
wing or
no just the Wu Yang. Do not let him leave a fight alive. Or like even if you have to 1v1 him in front of his spawn door because he's backing up that far, do that. The Wu
I
Yang
would say you
being
can
out of the
also
fight,
1v1
they
the
have a
Tracer too.
Lucio. Wu Yang Lucio backline is fucking shit. Get the Wu
Yeah,
Yang. He provides more healing and technically utility. It's a riskier 1v1 because of how much damage he does, but the you don't get value from damaging him. You get value from getting him out of the fight by distracting
yeah.
him.
Also making him use resources. Also, you can
So
1v1 the
even
Tracer
if
too, but I don't
even
think the
if you're
Tracer
just
can.
blinking circles around him, that's value.
Hmm.
So
If he's
the other
looking at
thing
you,
is that
that's good.
they backed up. D.Va has high ground. Bobby's trying to go for a recontest. I assume the Freya sticks Bobby a few times. Bobby backs up, gives them height, and they clear the corner.
Yeah, and I like how you're going up top, Robert. And I think you went up top the right way. I'm glad you didn't go to the right because that would have been like suicidal. So like where you're going is good.
I will also say
Um,
this right room, if you're able to have control over it, I think it is a very
yeah, because there's also a health back in there too, which is good.
yeah, no, it's a very good area to control. First of all, because you have access to the height where they're most likely going to be standing. You also have a sight line looking up to where they want to contest, and you are slightly more elevated, so they're not looking directly down on you. And then you have just plenty of cover to work with behind you. If
Um,
you guys can control that
yeah,
room, do so. If not, if they're like right here with the payload, it's probably a bad idea since your team is most of the time always going to be over here. So
And
Food
so
for thought.
Travis, also for you, just like kind of like an idea too. I know you're in there with the health pack room, but so if you want to like get up top, in my opinion, I think you should be like if you wanted to play up top, or like play like here or like here. If you the best way to get up there in a safe way is to go around here. Here, I don't know if you're gonna draw the same thing I'm drawing, Heath, but like so
No,
so basically you go
they
up
can see
here
it.
and then you go up like up here and you basically you blink across here. And that's like
Mm,
because like I mean that's like the only safe way I can think of getting up there because like if you go up here, like right here,
it's all about. I'd say with Tracer, it's all about timing. As soon as they start the fight, that's whenever you're gonna want to try to take that flank path. I would say go for the path of
yeah, that's what I'm
least
saying. Yeah,
resistance
yeah,
or shortest. But Tracer's all about timing. If you enter too early, you're probably going to die early. If you enter too late, you're not going to get any picks.
yeah.
You need
I'm not saying
to,
you
as
should do it
soon as the
now, but I'm
fight
just
starts and
yeah.
their attention is pulled, that's whenever you can enter through that staircase because that's just the best spot that you can go for. I get going around the staircase, but that's gonna take way too long, and the chances of the fight being done by the time you actually get across the high ground is way too high.
Yeah, I was just giving them options. Yeah, probably now doing that would not be great. But like, let's say if you like die and you like were coming back and you wanted to get up top, maybe this is an idea. Maybe you didn't know about that. Okay. Yeah, you can play it. Okay, so you guys are looking at the diva. Robert, again, be careful where you. So, you're in a very vulnerable spot, Robert. So if they looked at you, you're by yourself. Again.
I will say Bobby's half, but that diva's almost out of mech. If somebody could follow up on that diva, like Travis, run up the stairs and spray her a bit, getting her out of mech would be really good because they're down a support right here.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
L
See,
Tracer.
you're not getting punched for it, Robert, but you're in a very vulnerable spot, and if they like push you, you got to be careful. So like that. If diva like pushed you there and like um, he's gonna
I don't
call it
think
where you
there's
were, and
much to say
maybe.
right now. Somebody needs to call this Freya, which hopefully they did. Yeah, Stuckley, unfortunate.
Yeah,
Does
I
Fluky
think
get the
Frey
kill?
kills both of you guys.
Also
Yeah, it's unlucky. Yeah.
unfortunate. That character is so stupid, in my opinion. Please say she dies
Yeah,
for this.
I think this is a lost fight here now. Yeah, it's really a lost fight here.
Please, at least the Freya die. Nope. Okay. Scenario just a normal thing is if everyone else is dead or the fight's lost, just walk towards them. You ran backwards to try to get out. There's nothing wrong in just resetting and getting them taken.
Now, okay, okay. I'm not gonna be mean to you guys, but the second point was not good. Um, and I'll kind of explain why. But basically, we were telling you guys before the round started, you guys cannot lose high ground, especially on this point.
I was mainly talking about high ground for first and third. I don't think high
Oh,
ground here is that important. Like
well,
top of the
it
ship,
depends.
the most important high
No,
ground is
no, no,
this area right
yeah,
here.
that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about on the ship because like they have no one to get on the ship. But yeah, like you just need to stay up top and don't go to the ground. And I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. But yeah,
Because
play
also,
it here.
whenever they're on top of their ship, I assume, if I remember correctly, Frey's gonna be shooting down here. They can't see you if you're over there. They can't really see if you're there. They have to get out of their comfort area where they want to shoot you from just to be able to hit you. So
But yeah, so and see Bobby. Yeah, okay. So Nara's going up.
rip.
He gets knocked down. See, Robert. Yeah, you're by yourself in there. I would stay.
It's actually
Okay, you're fine.
criminal how no one's looking at Leah.
Yeah. Okay. Go back. So you guys are playing very like.
Actually criminal. All of the
Yeah.
movement
They're not looking
right
at Liga,
here.
but you guys are playing very like user. I think user trying to play like different comps. Like has Bobby's up there by himself. Leo, you need to stay up here with them or Sonari. Like one of you guys two need to stay up there with him, especially if it's ulted.
Well,
I don't know if Sonari
I
had
think
Suzu, but
the diva was actually pressuring Leah out at that point. Leah had to drop and go around to stop from taking damage. Also, I think she might have heard the Freya start ulting and didn't know where it was gonna go.
yeah.
But that's a reasonable response. The res right here is perfect.
Yeah,
Good shit.
the res is good. Yeah, Sonari, yeah, be careful. You think you're fine. So you guys are playing fine here. Like, see, you guys are doing
I
what?
I will say here, um, an issue about taking the spaceship, in my opinion, is that you're DPS are a little screwed. It's like playing on the comp ladder with a ball
Yeah,
on your team. If you don't have a front line, you're
don't
just
stay
gonna
on the
die
spaceship.
over and over and over. And I'm not saying that it's anyone's fault here. It's just if you're gonna run this, you need to run DPS that are able to keep up and stay with the
So
hazard.
like Reaper.
Second point, I would say a Reaper. Venture could also work. Something with vertical mobility. The Tracer should work because the Tracer is gonna work independently. But
Yeah, but I think
as the
Reaper, yes,
flex
yes.
as the not the flex DPS in this case, Fluke, you would be the hit scan. The hit scan DPS has to stay with the tank there to follow. First of all,
Yes.
follow up on the tank kills, and then second of all, just not die. Because
Yes.
unfortunately, they're wanting to play fast, either
Yes.
fast and far or fast and
And
close.
they're
And
Robert, they were looking to dive you, and the third point they changed that to Travis. But yes, I think also it's fine to go on the spaceship, Bobby. But as soon as like they get off the spaceship, then you need to get off the spaceship and play with like, you know, you need to kind of prevent D.Va from diving your cast. You know, again, if he was on Reaper, it'd be a bit easier. You wouldn't have to do as much. But yeah, I would. He's,
I'm gonna bring
you know,
out
you're
the
kind of
thing.
sitting up there looking at nothing.
I'm gonna bring out the thing. For tanks, I like to think of it like this: if they want to play a certain tank, so in this case, they want to play where is this character D.Va, a good alternative for you to play to keep up with the D.Va, because if they play like a Mauga, an Orisa, a Reinhardt, or something like that, you're going to want to play something similar that sits on the ground. The Hazard is a good idea in this case. A Doomfist could possibly be a good idea. A Monkey could be a good idea, and a Wrecking Ball could be a good idea, because all four of these heroes can keep up with where the D.Va wants to play and how fast the D.Va wants to play. If they were running, for example, Winston, in this case, you could then do a D.Va, Doomfist, Hazard, or Wrecking Ball, because all of them have enough verticality to chase them down. Or if you want to play more of a poke, you could go with the Sig. But another example is like, oh, let's say they're playing Orisa. That's wrong color. They want to play an Orisa, then you would want to take possibly Junker Queen, Reinhardt, Ramattra, Amalga could work. Just something that matches the tank. Don't look for hard counters, but at the same time, look for characters that can play in similar ways to
Yeah, because
the
you
other
kind of need
tank.
someone with like a little bit of mobility because like you kind of want to match the D.Va's mobility. See like that. See like usually Zarya is a good counter against D.Va, but here like Zarya is not really a great pick on this map or
Zarya is a
maybe on the
good
third
counter to
point, but
D.Va typically, but if the D.Va is smart and isn't playing to 1v1 the tank,
yeah,
Zarya is not good in that
exactly.
matchup.
Yes,
That's
yes,
what I
yes.
noticed early on.
But yeah.
Travis
So
goes
okay,
down,
no,
unfortunately.
see
Hopefully you
see
kill the
Bobby.
D.Va here.
Here, can you go back a second? I want to make that point.
How?
So yeah, here, go back just a little bit. Whenever
Yeah.
Bobby jumps down from the spaceship. So, so Bobby, I want you to notice here. Okay, so here, pause it here. So Bobby, what you did there is attacking the tank. I think you needed to do that before Robert died. Whatever you just did there, right? Like contesting the D.Va. Because again, with their comp, D.Va's by herself like most of the time. I know like we ain't like, but like Travis is doing a good job at like fucking up their supports list like we talked about earlier. Um, if you guys just like look at the D.Va and let Robert be a menace, then that's good, right? Um,
I also think
but yeah,
at that point there was still a little bit of confusion because I think Bobby just got rezzed. The D.Va moved on to Travis. Bobby didn't know where the D.Va went for a moment. Then found out where
so
the D.Va went a little
so
too late.
Robert, again, either if you're getting dove and you're in a bad position, you need to let your team know, and if you
Scream!
yeah, it's scream so
Scream!
Bobby knows to jump down, and yeah, okay, yeah,
I don't want to talk.
yeah,
I'm not gonna talk about it because I don't really think anything needs to be said. That D.Va bomb was avoidable, but
yes,
it
but
happens.
yeah,
It happens. I definitely too also blank whenever it comes to seeing a D.Va bomb and not having a pole or a tree nearby to hide behind.
yes. Now the third point, I have some good things to talk about for you guys. Okay, so I know some good things to talk about, but you guys played way too far up. Like, okay, you guys, okay, hold on, pause. I'm gonna be very very coach like. Why are you guys playing on the right side of there? I know you guys killed the D.Va, but
They
play
just
where
came out of
Bobby is
spawn.
down there.
They just
Yeah,
came out of
yes.
spawn and they
No,
expected a
no,
second fight.
No, but they ran towards up top. I think they should have ran towards where Bobby is, or Bobby can go up there with them. But like, and I know you just killed the diva, and that's great. But like again, I guess it's a little bit different. So you guys killed the diva, but you just need to go left side. Do not go right side.
They walked out of the spawn. I think this is fine here because the idea was that you guys were going to be able to get another retake. Unfortunately, it didn't happen. And they're also meeting y'all at this doorway, which it makes sense if they're meeting you at the doorway to take the fight there. However, Bobby rotated down. If Bobby had communicated that, then all of y'all should have followed. But it's not a bad idea. You guys get the diva. I hate that damn
Yeah.
character. They live way too long. It's always good to get the diva out.
Okay, so Bobby goes up there. Now this is fine. Okay, this is
Now
fine.
you drop.
Yeah, yes,
Good
you
zoning
now.
ult to stop them from
Yes,
pushing.
that's good. Yes.
Covering the rotate. That was also really good because you still had your supports, Sonari and like Leah was over here, stuck over there. Well, they had almost everyone from their team
Yeah,
looking out that way. Ulting there caused them to go behind these doors, allowing Leah to transfer over, and then I assume Sonari is going
So
to get a teleport.
even though you guys didn't get a kill, like that was like a perfect zoning
that
ult
was
there.
a
Yes.
really, really good ult.
Sonari, you need to TP back. I guess it's fine. Yeah, actually, it's fine for a bit. Now,
Sonari's gonna TP as soon as the diva wastes. That was very good. Unfortunately, you died, and
yeah. I think you should have hold the hazard ult just a bit longer because unless.
either that or rotated it to catch the diva so the diva couldn't follow up.
Yeah, so that's a good ult. Yes, Bobby, keep backing up.
Know about the Mercy ult here. It's been way too long since I've played Mercy.
So now,
can't
yeah,
say if
here.
it's useful or not. That probably wasn't the smartest res, but I will probably eat my own words in a moment. Yeah, no, yeah, I just.
Yeah, you guys, okay, I don't know what they're doing. I don't know, like they're getting very. You guys should easily
Just
jump.
spawned, or that Lucio should not make it out alive.
Yes.
Oh. Okay.
So I think Travis. Yes. Well, okay. So here. Okay. So pause it. So I was talking to Heath about this. Okay. Here, pause it real quick. So, Travis, I'm gonna say this in the nicest way. You're a great Widow player, and you like proved me wrong. And I was talking to Heath about this in DMs while it's going on. But this team is pretty good, and now they're kind of walking in your sights. But please, please, please do not play Widow when they're running a full dive comp, especially with the diva. Now I know you kind of proved me wrong. And you get kills. That's great. You know, but also Widow on this point is not the greatest. Now, again, I know you got kills. It just depends. But see, like, you need someone to like, defend you, right? I think here, if you play it, I don't want to be too.
Hold on. I was gonna say, if you do want to play Widow on this, on attack it works because on attack you should have access to this high ground right
attack's different.
and that
Attack's
is a
different,
very
yes.
very good high ground. However, if you're on defense, positioning over here is a good idea because you get to peek through this corner.
Yes.
Another idea is positioning right here if they are trying to
You need to be
over
backed
here
up
like
all
that
the
tank
way.
is. You need to play back, unfortunately. But
Yes.
if your team is able to push them back and push them around this corner, this walkway right up here should be the like defaulto go-to area in which it'll work.
Mhm.
I don't think a character should never be used in any situation. But if it's a situation like this, you just need to be smart with how you play it.
Yeah. You need to
not
be
just
aware
a
of it.
pick
Yes. Yeah.
because I want to get kills type of
Yeah.
switch.
No, and you do get kills. That's great, and you get some nice kills here. But yeah, what he said.
Holding the angle. Okay.
Yes. So where you're staying right now is perfect, and I think you get like 2 or 3 kills here.
You should also be able to, based on where you're positioning, you should be able to duel the Freya. Ideally, the Freya is going to be the one person you focus the most, and Fluky will defend you from the Tracer just like that.
Yes. Yeah. But yeah. So whenever
took that spot, good. Just
now see this is fine, and like I like how you're staying on the bridge. Okay. So here, pause it real quick. So once they start to fall back here, this is fine where you're standing. But as soon as they start to get around this corner, you need to back up, Travis.
Playing Duck Hunt over here.
Yeah, and that's what I was saying. Yeah, you get some nice kills here, but yeah, so this is good.
Does he get 3?
And like I was saying, I don't want to be too harsh on you guys. This third point here was really good. And now, okay, so now here, pause it real quick.
Does that Wu Yang turn into a?
Okay, no, here. So Robert. So this is a little bit. So, and you're gonna see why I'm saying this, Robert. But you standing up there with the Mercy is fine. But as soon as you start to push up around this corner, you need to back up. and you see why I'm saying that because you got dove by the wit or by the diva.
I will
If
also
you
play
play,
devil's advocate here. I think that's a good idea, but a good rule of thumb whenever it comes to defending on hybrid or escort at a point that's built like this, where there's two opposing high grounds and a corner, it is a very, very good idea to, I don't know if anybody's played football or if I'm, you know, possibly remembering this incorrectly. Whatever. There's the line of scrimmage. It's where you can't really pass by it earlier. Some shit like that.
yeah,
Always, if you're ever in a situation like this, there is always a line that you should not pass. You should not go over that line because it's not good. In this case, the line I would draw would be something like this. If I'm defending, I will only stay on this side over here. If I'm attacking, or
well, attacking is different.
attacking
Attacking
is
is way
coming from
different.
this way, yeah, attacking is different. But if I'm defending, I will never pass this line right here. Just because the attackers have way too many angles to make this position up here
Yes,
that
especially
seems
if they're going
strong.
diva. Yes.
It seems strong. It seems like a good position to go to, but unfortunately, it's not. It is
So
actually like painting the biggest red X over your forehead because this
so
diva I can see is she's either underneath on like the staircase or on the high ground or whatever. She's most likely gonna boost her straight up to you, and you're probably gonna see a
well,
follow-up
so that's exactly what happens. Yes. So I think what Heath is describing is perfect. Now, see if this payload right here was back here and like they just like then that's different. But you guys are playing around this corner, which is good. That's because the payload's so like up. Now, if the payload was right here, then standing up here with Bobby is good. But as soon as they get around here,
If the
you,
payload
you
was
can't
right
get there.
there, the line that you would draw would look like
Yeah, yes. So what Heath is saying is perfect. Yes, pay
this.
attention to where the payload is where
Typically,
the line of scrimmage.
most
Yes.
points on
Go,
what
you
is
guys,
it?
go.
Most
Go.
points on escort or hybrid, in my opinion, have corners, and the corners are the easiest place to figure out where you need to play.
Mhm.
You can draw an X on the corner and you have it there. If the payload is in this segment, you can play in these two segments. If the
Yep.
payload is here, you can play in these two segments. If the payload is here, you should be playing in this segment only. And then you
Yep.
have your dead space.
Yeah, we're having a geometry lesson right now. But yeah, because even if Mercy is with you, Mercy can't heal quick enough to save you from the diva. And
Well,
we're
I
gonna see.
think Leah chooses Flash Heal, which I mean Flash Heal is good. It's not as good as it originally
Well,
was.
here, play it. I'll show you.
Okay, because Flash Heal is an instant 150 if I'm not wrong, which is good, but it's also on a cooldown.
See, look. Diva's gonna wait for her entire team,
Diva's
and like
looking.
they're yeah. So okay, so here. No, okay. So no, wait. Okay, go back. Okay, so I know Diva gets shot there, but roll to the right. Do not roll backwards. Roll to the right. Roll with your team. Roll towards Bobby, and roll towards Sonari. So so here.
I wouldn't roll off the high ground. If the Diva's diving you, you want to roll backwards to.
I like how Bobby went up there to help.
God, I fucking hate that damn character.
So see, I'm only saying about this against teams that are punish you being up there. That's why I'm saying it. I'm not like being harsh, but like I'm trying to give like advice based on like teams that might punish that, because
that Diva was fucking stupid.
Yeah. So usually when teams are like going full dive, they're gonna bring Diva with the entire team. Not so yeah, that's a good kill. Travis, you're in a good spot here. Now they go Sombra.
If you give Travis a good angle to sit on, realistically, 9 times out of 10, I've seen Travis go contested and winning every single contesting, which that is really, really good.
Okay, so here, this time you don't have Leah with you, Robert, and I think Diva kills you here, so you're by yourself.
Oh, she's back there.
I think Leah got scared of the Sombra, I think, but
no
Robert,
Sombra.
you need
wrong purple person. It's a win.
well, there's Sombra. I think they swapped the Sombra.
Eventually they do, I think. Or that might be on the other.
But yeah, so here, okay, so you roll to the right. That's fine. You barely survived that.
No way in hell you should have gotten away with that. No offense.
I agree. Yes, but that's fine. Okay, they missed. Okay. See, this is where you should be standing, Fluky, in my opinion. This is good.
Fluky marking the tracer like the absolute goat.
Now, Travis, I would start falling
back.
Oh my
god!
Yeah,
The
yeah, that was
Woojax! Oh wait, that wasn't a Woojax. That actually got on the Widow or on the Diva, but that was a beautiful kill. Like they have nothing to follow up. It's just the Diva and the Lucio's out of the fight already. The fuck is the
after this.
Lucio doing?
I need to put my dog back because
Okay.
she's kind of being a pain. But yeah, I think this is fine. Again, like I'm kind of giving like this minute
Yeah, the Glock is out. Get that
I'm
Diva.
giving like
Get
these
her.
I'm giving
Yeah.
like these minute things about like what you guys are doing, but you guys are playing like the third point like much better than like the other points. You guys are doing good here and holding them back.
Yeah, there's the Sombra you were talking about.
Yeah, so here's the Sombra. And it went Genji.
Sombra's going for back cap,
Now
actually.
they're going a full Ufer like they got
Oh, no,
Travis.
no.
Now they're gonna be targeting you.
I thought they were going for a back cap. No, they're trying to get Travis.
No, they're trying to get Travis. Travis,
Yeah.
yeah. So I think this is where you swap off Widow. I think this is like even though you're doing really good on Widow, that's a good ult by Robert. Yes. Yeah. Yes. They want your ass. They want your ass.
60 seconds remaining.
Good
Okay, I
res.
think that was. Yeah, that was a good res.
Somebody
I think that
needs
was a
to.
bit
Somebody
early.
needs to get that. That Sombra.
Okay,
That
good killing
Genji's
Genji.
just bad. That Genji played, I think, Bastion
Okay,
on
so
Midtown.
yeah,
It was
Travis,
horrible.
you swapped the Tracer. That's good. Yep, that's good. And I think you get it touching. Early beats. Nari ults. Yep.
30 seconds remaining.
This might just be me, but that D.Va is existing in your backline way too much. I just watched that D.Va chase around Sonari for like 90% of that fight, and then get the kill on Sonari. If a D.Va's there and their whole team is out, kill the D.Va, please.
Yes, like what you guys were doing
Look at
earlier,
her,
killing the diva
protect your
is like
team.
yes.
I get looking at their backline to prevent them from making any moves, but that D.Va can do way too much whenever she's alone.
Yes.
That's why she's one of the dumbest characters.
Okay, but yep, but see that was fun. The third point was really good. You guys defending the first point was good at first, and then the second point, of course, you know. But now on attack. Okay. So your guys' defense is much better on this map than attacking. What I was telling Heath is you guys seem very lost. So I'm gonna tell you guys some ideas on how to attack. So we're gonna pull up the hero thing after this starts, but you know that they're gonna be playing diva most likely. For tank wise, okay. So here, pause it.
Hold on.
Ready for battle.
Do they actually start? Yeah, okay, cool.
One problem I noticed with you guys, and I talked about this like remember on Junkertown when Bobby was trying to play Winston, and like you guys are playing different comps. So you guys are playing like poke, brawl slash dive. You guys need to pick either brawl or dive. So that means if uh Bobby's gonna run ball, Robert's on Genji. Yes, Ufer, you need to go to Tracer on attacks very good, or you can go Sojourn. It's anyone but Widow. And again, your Widow is very very good, but see, you need to be playing with your team. And Leah, not Mercy here. There's no one you can really stay on here.
I
Again, your
mean,
Mercy's
in an ideal situation, since Sonari has a really good Lucio, Sonari gives up the Kiriko to Leah, and Sonari goes Lucio.
I think even this
That
Wu
would
Yang
work.
is also good, but I think the cure is
I don't
needed.
think
Yeah,
so.
like
Wu Yang is unable to play on this vertical of a map at this point. I can,
but yes,
good Wu Yang players can force Wu Yang on this, but it is not a good idea to be doing that at all.
but if Juno does get like so if it's a new patch, if they do buff Juno, then Juno is also another like I know not right now it's not good, but if Juno does get buffed, I think the cure is needed for sure. But
I
you
don't
guys
think a
cannot be
Juno would
running.
even be a good idea. If you have a ball and you have a Genji, you have DPS that want to basically go away from you. Juno's a bad idea. She can be a sitting duck 90% of the time.
Yeah, yeah.
You
It
need
just
something
depends
that
on the
can
comp, but
speed
like
and live.
the Widow and the Mercy is not good here.
Of course, prove me
But
wrong if you have cracked Juno mobility, but I wouldn't.
well,
want Juno.
Lee is pretty good at Juno. That's why I was saying that. She's a good Juno.
Let's see how this goes. Fluky gets stuck immediately. Defla goes out. Bobby goes up. Unfortunate pile driver.
But and you guys
Fluky takes the
are,
high ground. Great. That's needed. Travis is setting up on an angle. Ideally, right now, where's Bobby? Oh, he's right there.
Bobby's
Right
done
now, at the beginning of fights, I don't see a lot of other teams do this. Of course, I could be completely missing it, but I think most of the time, whenever Ducky is in, there's like a whole moment where you guys like basically play bingo with the other team and call out exactly what they're playing as you see it. That's a good idea. That's the basis of scouting. Um, if you know they're playing a diva, you know that they're gonna have a split of some type. The diva's gonna be alone, and
Yes,
there's gonna be other
yes.
people. You need to scout. You need to look at where they're positioned. You need to figure out who they're playing and where they're positioning. Scout all of that out before making a plan, because right here I can tell you, if their diva is in the fight right now, somebody should be able to see this tracer out in the open right here. You know their tracer and their diva are separated. Most likely, Fluky is able to hear the Lucio right here while writing. You can see the orbs come from the Wu Yang, and you know they have a Freya because Fluky got stuck. The Freya is most likely back near the Wu Yang. Knowing that, y'all can plan right here because you also have that what is it? That line that you should not ever pass, or they
And
shouldn't pass.
Diva's crossing the line.
Diva's past that line. Right there.
So
Diva,
you just need to ignore the diva and go on their back line and go on their
unfortunately, this
vulnerable
diva
people.
looks like they're looking right at Travis, but sometimes sacrifices must be made.
Yeah.
This
See,
Wu
yeah,
Yang
and that's why
this
yes.
Freya are looking mighty juicy.
Yes. So
3 kills.
Bobby and Genji and Sonari, you guys need to be going on those people and ignoring the diva.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
They jump, y'all.
yes, you guys are looking at the diva, but you guys should need to be ignoring the diva.
As you saw with the Lucio, you guys also give up the high ground again. Y'all had control over it. They weren't peeking that corner. Y'all all jumped to help Travis. That's good. Helping your teammates is great and all, but you just gave
Sometimes
up
you have to
ground.
do the sacrifice. Here, pause real quick too. So there's a couple ways to do the high ground on like if you guys are running dive. So there's 2 entrances like for the high ground, either going like in here, going upstairs, and going like through that. That's what they did to you guys, right? Oh shit.
Sorry.
You got it. So yeah, so the way that they did it, and like the way that you guys need to go in here, go up here, here like that, right? And there's also another way. You guys can still go in here, but instead of going up the stairs, you guys go out this little window right here and go through here.
I think
It's another,
there's
and that's
another way.
yeah, and there's also like there's also going up here as well, right?
One
Like that.
commonality is everybody on this team, including Travis, has mobility. Go out of this top entrance, jump around, get onto the bridge, and rush this room over here. Take control of this room.
Yes.
Get your cooldowns back, and burst out of there.
Yeah. So yeah, if you guys have mobility, you guys can like do like a direct jump. I know that here. Let me just get rid of these fucking things. Okay. So yeah, so going up here, but you guys need to either go up here. You guys need to get on this bridge what they did to you, or go like directly onto their high ground up here. But this one's a lot more riskier.
I wouldn't say go there unless they're holding it because you want to go for
Exactly. Yeah. So either go like here in the back, but you guys don't play on the ground here.
I was also suggesting going up on that bridge and taking control over the room because if you take control over the room, Travis can walk back out to the bridge as y'all come out of the room, and you guys are able to push. What is it? You're able to push all of the enemies into Travis's line of sight, giving him opportunities to get picks, while also over like rushing.
Also, it's kind of like talking about like look these little 2 little guys right here. Look at those little guys. They're like you guys can just dive them like crazy, right? Because also you dive them, it's probably gonna be like their support's gonna start yelling at their tank to back up, right?
Well, I mean their tank is yeah.
If their tank doesn't back up, then that's down to them. Okay, Bobby. Okay, that's fine.
That trace is about to jump.
Okay, thank you. Okay, now go up. Okay, Robert. Yeah. Okay. Okay. No. Go back. So the one thing I told Robert, you and Bobby is you guys need to coordinate dives. Bobby, whenever you play ball, you get very quiet. You went in by yourself. You need to let Robert know or give like a countdown. So what Jade likes to do is we do like a countdown, like 3, 2, 1. So that gives like Robert can go in from the back. You go up top, and Kiri can also go. But you guys need to coordinate dives together. You guys cannot do anything like this by yourselves, right? That's the whole point of dive is working together.
This is eerily similar to what is it? That one night Jade had on Watchpoint Gibraltar where Andy wouldn't say anything. Andy would then say, "I'm diving these people" as he is currently there, not before.
Yes. Yeah. Yes.
Didn't give y'all a
You need to
countdown,
tell him
and
yes.
you
Yes.
and Braden, you and Braden were quite literally just jumping from this high ground to this high ground. You'd see
Yes.
Andy
Yes.
die or get out, then you'd go back, and then Andy would be in again, and then y'all would go up to the high ground.
Bobby, one thing so you need to get 2 calls. Now, the thing I've seen you've been improving is you're talking about when, like, who you want to go on, right? You've been improving on that, like, really good. That's very good. But one thing you need to add is say, hey, I want to go on these people up top here, and then say, okay, I'm going now. So you need to give a thing before and a thing when you're doing it. So, and you need to be willing to engage that, either that or Roberts, but ideally you.
Good example would be, hey, I'm gonna slam high ground, before you even shoot your grapple, and then say 3, 2, 1
Yeah,
as
yes,
you're grappling.
yes.
1 should end as you press Control to slam.
So also, Robert, if let's say if you didn't have your dash and he wants to say, hey, I want to go up top, and then Robert, you say, hey, let's wait a second, I don't have my dash. So he knows not to go up top, right? And whenever you have your dash, then you guys need to, like, work together, right? But yeah. He's like here, yeah. See, he goes up top, and you do some good damage, but see, you could have easily gotten a kill. Robert, you're there good, but it's
That
a little bit
Wu Yang
later.
needs to
But
die. That Wu Yang
it's you do kill the Wu Yang, which is good, but it's a little communication issue. Okay, you do kill the Freya, that's good. Probably that's good. And you have someone pushing the payload, that's good, perfect.
On maps like this, it is very, very good just to, like, fake out the payload sometimes. If you're a support that has mobility, so like Sonari, not Leah, but Sonari would be the one to do this.
Okay.
Stand
Yeah,
on
Travis,
payload.
perfect, yeah.
Stand on payload and push it until they contest it, and then bail out. And then wait for them to reset and position better, and then go back onto the payload and push it for as long as you can until they see you, and then back out again.
So pause here. So now Travis. Okay. So I think you swapped to Zarya. I was talking to Heath about this. I think, the ball wasn't a great pick, but it's not a great pick because you guys were not playing together. I think the ball's a good pick, but, like, I think Travis should have swapped to Tracer a bit earlier. Now Zarya, as we talked about, Zarya is, yes, Hazard or ball is very good, but you need someone with mobility because Zarya is very good against D.Va. That's not on this map. Because, like, again, you can't get up to places or high places, right? I think Hazard. If you wanted to swap to Hazard.
Hazard is the best. If ball isn't working, Hazard is the best.
I think you probably should have played ball still and like played with the Tracer, but yeah.
I don't think the ball would work at this point because they know how they want.
Yes, so maybe the Hazard swapped in, but you need to play someone that's more dive -y. Especially since Travis is on Tracer now. Because now you guys are going up top, but see, you guys are trying to play brawl and dive, but you guys can't play 2 at the same time. Yeah, because, like, you see Bobby, like, you see they're staying above you, and you can't do shit about it, right? Yeah, and they all Bobby here.
Well, Alex, I don't think they're trying to brawl and dive at the same time. I think they're just brawl right now. Tracer can fit into literally any of them. The rest of them, Fluky being on Reaper.
Well, with the Reaper, it's more brawl. I was thinking with, like, the Genji, it's a bit more. Yeah. With the Genji, it's kind of more dive. But yeah, with the Reaper, it's more brawl now. So I guess that was a good swap.
How the hell did you? Okay, never mind. That Freya is just bad. Unfortunate.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay, good idea to call. Good idea for everyone to fall back.
Yes.
Travis is gonna go for his payload.
Travis is doing good. Yeah. But you see how, like, Robert's, like, kind of face, like, the D.Va, and Bob, you're not able to help too much with the Hazard. You can climb up, right? This is fine. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I think Robert got out of position there. It's fine. I don't know if there's comms for that. Good kill on the Wu Yang. D.Va's one shot. Okay, you guys do kill. Please kill the D.Va.
Stupid bomb.
Okay. I think you guys should have won that fight, but yeah, I think that was a little bit better, but.
I think they could have won that fight. Unfortunately, Fluky died out pretty fast. Which, Travis, perfectly fine to just reset.
And
Like I
Leah, you
told
just talked to
Sonari.
Juno. I know we were talking about like Juno's maybe not the best pick, like maybe like a Lucio or what scenario going Lucio, you going Kiri, but I think you should have swapped off Mercy a bit sooner, but that's okay. Now you know.
Well, they don't have a hit scan, so staying on the Mercy could have worked. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my. What is this Wu Yang doing? He knows you're there. Why does he? Why is he not going to?
Wait, does he cap here?
Yeah, they
Oh,
do because
oh,
they did type C9.
oh,
They
that was so
eventually do.
close. Okay, you guys need to be pushing up. Like they're like all looking at him. You guys need to be getting up there quickly with him. I don't think they don't cap here.
No, they do. They C9 because I remember Leah typing C9. Somebody
Really?
saying, "Oh, Leah, what the heck?" or whatever, and Leah said, "They did it to me."
Now, okay, this comp here, I like this comp with the Moria is
Yeah,
pretty
they
good.
C9.
I like it.
W
They do see that, yeah.
W Leah.
But see, okay, so here, pause real quick. This comp right here is see either maybe instead of ball, maybe hazard. But this comp is very like this is what you guys should have rolled out on.
This is like Dive of Doom and Despair.
Yes, this is like perfect. You get so if you guys play Watchpoint Gibraltar, either play hazard or ball, and either play the Genji or the Reaper. But yeah, this right here is perfect.
At this point, I would have just died and reset. Y'all capped
Yeah,
point.
yeah,
You have
yeah.
close
Just
spawn.
die.
Don't use any ults. Don't do anything. Just die. They will then know once no one's there that they need to back the fuck up. Okay, taking the height. That's good.
Yep. Yeah, okay, perfect. This is good. Yes, this is very good.
Rip.
Okay, we do not need two people pushing the payload, but
I
I would
think
say
I really think the only thing we can say here is that this team relies on the Freya being set up. Don't let the Freya
Yes.
set up, and it's fine. The D.Va, yes, can do stuff on their own, but the D.Va does that with the confidence knowing that the Freya is set up behind her and following up on things. So Bobby going up onto the spaceship was a good idea, because that Freya is going to play on the spaceship or that catwalk.
yes.
She's not going to be playing anywhere else. So Bobby going up there initially was good. Unfortunately, you couldn't get the kill on the Freya, but you did get the Freya ult out, which is good. Just don't let the Freya play how she wants, and y'all should have no problem taking this.
And also, Reaper can help with that, of course, too.
And they're playing Freya. I don't think Reaper would be able to help that much.
Well, if he's on the spaceship, then Freya can't like really, like go up. To,
You
like,
can teleport, and the Freya would like get scared and walk back, but 9 times out of 10, like I mean, what you just saw, the Freya just
Well,
pops
no,
the-
on. So if the Freya's staying like right here, shit. Oops.
Yeah.
Oops.
Oh!
Oh shit. Sorry. Oh no.
Whoa!
Okay. Wait. Fuck.
Click on my stream, Alex.
Okay. Oops. Okay. Okay. So if the Freya's like staying like right here or like right here or even on the spaceship, Reaper TPing with ball, you know, there's not a lot of. I think Reaper can do very good against it, or at least like I said, is scaring her out. Okay, you guys need to group up.
Yeah, more
These are
with the
staggering.
more with the staggering stuff. It's just the team.
Yes.
Their team also pushes up whenever they're noticing that y'all are letting them stagger you. Like Bobby, 2 people died. I would have just rolled back to spawn. Same with whoever else was alive. Just go back to spawn. It's perfectly
Either
fine
that,
to
either
stay
that,
in
or
spawn.
go up to them and like don't shoot them, or shoot them like make like
No,
you want to die as
getting-
please.
No. What they're at right now, Alex, is they would want to just go back to spawn. They had the ability to.
Yeah, because I guess
If
there's
you
like no
walked
time.
at
Yeah.
them- If you walked at them, you'd give them more ult charge. Bobby's contesting.
Okay, see, pause it. Okay, I want to make that point. So go back a bit.
Should I
Like just
say
like
this
a few more
now?
seconds.
I don't.
Robert, what you did is perfect. Like what just we talked about. You see how look.
Contesting the Freya.
Yes, Robert. I know there's like no time, but
Yeah, you
Robert,
scared the
what you just
shit
did
out of
there. Yes, you see how fucking Freya like.
She double
Robert,
dashed and
that's
updraft.
Yes, Robert, that was perfect. Yes. So next time, do that.
I will say, interesting pick with the focused coalescence. I personally would go with the burst heal, with the healing orb over that one. But to each their own when playing Moira, because yeah, the focused heal is just broken as shit. I think the heal orb would be a little bit better because you're able to give like if Travis or Bobby need healing and they run back to y'all, you can Sonari can like use the like healing ticket thingies, and then you can drop an orb, and the orb will do an instant 30 healing to each new person. So it's an instant 30, and then the normal heal, basically giving a pit stop essentially.
Yep.
That Freya should die. Oh my! They just used Beat and Wu Yang ult to keep a single Freya alive.
Yep.
If that didn't prove that the Freya is their win condition, I don't know what will. Good ult.
Yep.
Stupid D.Va bomb. Hey, she got nothing from it, so that's good.
And I know we spent like a lot of time on Watchpoint Gibraltar, so if you guys just want to like scroll through it, but Heath, after this, I probably need to go. But if you, I don't know if you want to do the Cuddle Puddle stuff.
They will. I will bash on how bad
I'll
Reese
send
is.
you just look at the notes with the Winston stuff. You want to mention that the thing I've talked about, but I kind of already talked to them during the scrim, so
Yeah.
I know we spent a lot of time on this map, so I can look at the other maps. I would say Watchpoint Gibraltar is one of the hardest maps to play. It's especially against really good teams. Like even we even Jade struggled with that.
Unfortunate remake. I definitely think that if you guys demech D.Va, that should be the number one target. Number one target that you
I
look
agree.
at.
Yes.
Actual godlike.
So there's some good moments and things to work on, but I think I know I was not like talking shit, but there's a lot of things you guys were not doing great, but also there's some good moments, especially like your guys' defense is much better, right? All right. Well, I'm gonna let the ginger do his things on
Hey.
the Cuddle Puddle. So yeah. Okay. Bye guys.
Okay. Watchpoint, everyone's favorite map. Or not what? God, I'm stupid. Blizzard World. Um, Defense is normally very, very, I guess you could say, scripted. There's basically three ways of doing it. Number one is defending this high ground. Number two is having people on this high ground and your tank up top in a brawl. So this would be like a poke. I apologize for my writing. That'd be poke. This area would be brawl. And then another option is, again, having people up on this high ground and having a support like an Ana over here. And this one would be the dive variation. Jade has done this a lot, past Jade and new Jade. I think our favorite comp here would be a Sig, a Bap Ana, an Ashe or Hanzo, and a Tracer. Our idea is your Bap is going to play this doorway. Your Sig is going to put up his shield right about here. Play here with the Ashe right behind him. Tracer plays down near the statue, and your Ana positioned right over on this high ground. And all you have to do is simple rotation is your Sig and Ashe. Ashe looks for a dynamite. Tracer follows up on the kills. Being able to swing down here or through this room right here, or even through main. Tracer has multiple points of attack. Also, if the team wants to try the cheeky little Sombra, going invis right here, running to point to force y'all behind, the Ana is right here and the Tracer is there, so ideally you're going to have people there. I definitely think the poke variation is definitely going to be the strongest option. Brawl is going to be really good if the team is really bad. And the dive one is good if y'all practice that and you think it's fun. But again, your BAP is going to play back here, so and so. Most teams, how they're going to attack this point is they're either going to have a D.Va, a Ball, a Doomfist, something with vertical mobility, and they're going to just get to this doorway and go 3, 2, 1, and they're going to jump up here. You can also see people do it with a Sim teleporter, a Lucio, a Juno speed ring. My personal favorite is running a Lucio and Juno, dropping a speed ring, and then as soon as you get up there, amping heal. But then again, I definitely think that y'all's target comp for this one definitely should look something like this. I'm just gonna mark out options. I'm not gonna mark out what you should be doing, but this is for defense. Just gonna put that there. Sig is an option. Ram will be an option. I can see areas where Orisa's an option. I definitely think Zarya could be a solid option, and Reinhardt to be one. I would try and stay away from D.Va, Doom, Hazard, and JQ, just because none of them can really give that much value to protecting. DPS-wise, Ashe, I'm always going to say this, Bastion, really, really good if you play behind your Sig. Cassidy's also a really good idea. Freya's a good idea. Freya and Ashe are going to be the most common. You can have a Genji. I'm going to put a line for like half the time. Hanzo works. You can have a Mei. The Mei is just going to have to play next to the Sig. Reaper could work for if you're predicting them to jump up onto the high ground, you can meet them with a close range Reaper. Again, Mei can share the same thing. Sojourn is also a good one. I'd stay away from Venture. Tracer's good. Don't do Widowmaker. It's not that good. Don't do Sim. Don't do Torb. Don't do Sombra. Supports. Ana is really good. Bap is really good. Brig can be good. Alari can be good. No Juno. Kiri can be good. No Lifeweaver. No Mercy. Zen Ana can work. It's a little bit risky. I personally don't prefer playing Lucio. I've seen teams run a Lucio Ana. That's going to be a little bit harder. Moira can work, and Wu Yang can work. That's just y'all's, hold on. Recommended defense pool for me. Soldier's just not good right now. That's your recommended defense pool. I'll talk about attack later, but just for now, I'm going to see how this plays. And go from there.
Ready for battle. Ready for one.
Okay.
Attackers in.
The reason I don't say Hazard, Bobby, just really quickly, is Hazard, yes, it can work. You'd want to play him in the dive variation or the brawl variation, but those ones don't work well with the map geometry, in my opinion, because I'm going to mark this out with black. That's not black. That's pink. I'm going to mark this out with black. You have your statue right here. You're going to have a wall there, a wall there. And then something like that. That, just outlining the general areas where people are going to go through. Rough layout looks like this. With the Hazard, you're only realistically going to be able to play in this dead space, this here, or reactive up here. I say reactive because Hazard, his wall doesn't play around or play like normal. His wall is a temporary thing that you use reactively to block somebody off from moving around. It's seen as like a denial tool and not really a defensive tool. That's why I recommend Sig a lot more. Sig's barrier can be used to help a lot, and I also really recommend having that something longer range, like a Hanzo, Ashe, Cass, whatever, in which y'all are doing that. You have Fluky on the Cass, and you have Ducky on the Brig, providing a little bit of a shield. The idea is most likely to have those two stick together. Your Tracer is marking on the side. That's really, really good. However, Leah, I will say here, this is a good spot, but it suffers from this big sightline. It's a little bit easy. I say positioning over here is a lot better. Because back on Jade last season, we had Whacking play Ana here. And what Whacking would do is Whacking would start wide on here to get a wider angle. And if they jumped up top, Whacking would go back over here as we backed up, waiting for the right time to where he could drop and run across to either back here or cross over point to get to a better spot. But having the Ana pace on this little back area is really, really good because you have a very, very wide angle to be able to play over here. And that's less on, that's more for the supports. It's personal preference. Like right here, you have pretty good view of most of where the first fight is going to take place. I strongly think almost every single first fight takes place up on this high ground. This high ground is the very, very strong point, unless the team is looking to just blitz. A team that's looking to just blitz is going to go like a Lucio Juno, and they're just going to run around the corner and immediately force point. But having the Ana position here, you can shoot there. If they see you again, hide behind the barrels, transfer over to here, and notice how they cannot see you. They're going to be forced to walk out down here to pressure you out, and yet you still have perfect sight lines with where your team will most likely be backing up to hold, or even if your team can, holding like right here. It's a very, very good spot to do. So that's just a little bit of food for thought, if you will. Another idea is if they're pushing you out here and they're getting way too close so you can't transfer over here, it's also an option to always drop down here, and you can either go out towards point or you can take this back path, which is a little bit safer, but it's going to take a little bit longer to then pop up back here. This team, Cuddle Puddle, likes to move fast, and especially when Pizza Bot's on that D.Va. Pickle had a complete wrong call with this. Pickle mentioned that PizzaBot might try to be playing Hazard or something like that. 9 times out of 10, I believe PizzaBot is just going to play D.Va and default to D.Va because that's kind of like all they play. That's all I've seen them play personally. And it's the most consistent thing I've seen them play. Reese, I've said this before, is kind of just bad. She's learned how to survive finally. As of recent, but still, she's just bad. If you see Reese on a Brig, or possibly a Juno, easy kill. Easy money. Focus that target. I don't know if EXEQT is supposed to be their Lucio player. I know Pickle mentioned that they're not, but again, I think y'all found it out pretty early. Their Lucio player is just kind of bad. They don't really have a decent support lineup, in my opinion. Geo is crazy on the Freya. I said this. Little context to that is as soon as Freya came out, Geo one-tricked Freya. And unfortunately, in one of the All-Star matches, we found that out the hard way because the team that Geo got picked on begged to let Freya be enabled, but and they did, and they kind of just crapped on us. But as you can see here, they play Freya a lot. They like playing Freya a little too much, in my opinion. They also play Genji, but 49 hours on Freya. If you go to competitive, when Freya came out was not season 14. I think it was 15. It was 16. Yeah, season 16. Freya immediately was just running it down on Freya. Season 17, Freya and Genji. Season 18. Yep, there's Freya. Current competitive season. Yep, there it is. Freya again. They love playing Freya. It's either Freya or Genji. The Reaper is a little new one to me, but they love playing Genji. Or they love playing Freya. So it's always safe to assume that Geo on one of these longer ranged maps is most likely going to be playing Freya, defend, or attack. Andoryu, the name seems familiar, but I don't remember from where. I read that and thought of Solar Eclipse immediately. I could be wrong. I'm not going to check right now, but Andoryu plays Tracer a lot. That's the flex DPS. This first fight, they're using the Symmetra. I don't know exactly if they stay on the Symmetra. We'll see in a moment, but most likely the idea here is they're going to play Symmetra and they're going to teleport onto either either of the two statues over here, just to minimize the amount of time getting out of spawn. Instead of having to run all the way around the staircase on either side, they're just going to take the TP up. There's a possibility if they stick, if they stick Symmetra, they're going to teleport right at this corner to take the height. That's a very popular method of rushing the height if they don't have that mobility. But another thing that you can expect is the tank and everyone's going to run it down main. If their Tracer is smart, the Tracer is either going to branch off and go through here, which I think they might have done, or the Tracer is going to go underneath up here, up this staircase, and try to contest this off angle right here. That is the most common area. That's why I suggest having a Tracer play down here, because the Tracer is then able to identify and see the other Tracer there and mark them, which hopefully, if I remember correctly, y'all did that. Teleport up. Again, switch to the Freya. First thing that they do is, as you can see, boosters are activated right there. Lucia is already up there. And Doryu is doing exactly what I said, where they're teleporting around the corner, and the supports are, the Reese is following. Freya will also follow up. A very popular thing I see when it comes to a team playing with a Widow, a Freya, or a Widow, Freya, or a Sojourn, is they like to do something I like to call duck hunting. Jade did this with a Hanzo instead. It's where 4 of your team goes one angle, and their idea isn't to get kills, it's to force the other team to go in a direction that they want. They're wanting the team to back up into the line of sight of their Freya, Sojourn, Hanzo, or Widow to let that character get free damage and free picks. It's like pushing duck. I've never actually been duck hunting, so I can't really say shit. But it's like getting all the ducks to fly up into the air, and then you shoot them as they come up, or whatever, or you shoot them as they go by. You wait for them to come into your line of sight before doing anything. Which they might be trying this because the Freya's so far behind. That'd be my idea. But ultimately, I think they're gonna rush up here. Bobby's gonna try to jump up here. I don't know how well that's gonna go. That's why I prefer the Sig. If the Sig was up here, the Sig could just rock the D.Va and trying to get up, and you can just deny that space. D.Va goes up, Lucia backs off, Tracer comes around, Bobby jumps up, throws a wall. Unfortunately, these little eagle carts will break any of them. Very good kill on Geo, Travis. Really, really good. They back off after they realize that. They're in a very, very vulnerable spot. They are confined in that area. Travis is going to go, yep, perfect. However, right here, I'm going to say this now, Travis has the right idea. Ducky, I know you get out of this, I'm pretty sure, and you either die or you get out. Bobby went to go help you. If one of your DPS is already exiting and they're all converging like this, just leave the high ground. Give it to them. Don't try to contest it. It's just going to end with you dying. And then the other thing is that it's, again, your Ana can't see you. There's no one there to save you. Right here wouldn't be any different, but you could at least back up to that doorway or, like, lob a nade into the doorway. It's just a really, really bad spot you should never actually be in, and you need to, like, quickly get out. You DMEC. Ducky dies, unfortunately, and I think Bobby dies here, yeah. Travis or Fluky go down. One of the two happens. Leah dropped and is in a really bad spot. Leah's about to die, and they should take this. I don't think I'll get a recontest, but yeah. How I would play this is just reinforce this high ground, and honestly, once you lose the high ground, let them take point. It doesn't really matter about getting a recontest. 9 times out of 10, you won't, because they're going to have somebody here. By the time everyone's respawned and regrouped, you're not going to be able to get there. And unfortunately, Leah does get staggered. It's alright. I'd be setting up for your next fight. I personally dislike playing this. I can't really say much about where you should be positioning. I can only tell you what the supports should be doing. As a support, if I'm playing BAP, which 9 times out of 10 I will be playing BAP on this map, I'm going to be positioning back here with my Ana, and I will only be moving forward to about this area if my DPS and my tank are able to take the space. I will also then use this bridge, but I will never, unless I'm forced down, will be on the road whatsoever. Always stay on that high ground. Let's see how this plays out. Travis got a really good shot at the beginning. Ducky and Fluky are setting up here. I don't know where Leah is. Leah's back inside, I would try to get up to the high ground as fast as possible. You're shielded from everything, so one of their tracers can contest you, or their tracer can contest you very, very well right there. I would go play where Travis is playing. And I know that Travis frequently goes like, hey, don't play on the angle that I am, but in this situation, that's what you gotta do. Don't stay down there. You don't have enough. You don't have enough LOS, in my opinion. You have this lane. That's a decent amount. Or if you're right here, you have this lane. But if you're up right here, you have a whole view. If you're over here, you have a whole view. Shift over here, you got a whole view. It's just the better areas to be playing. Again, I can't say anything for tank or DPS, but most of the time, if we are looking for a recontest, most teams, which they're doing right now, if you can see, will take this staircase and use it to take advantage of the high ground and get the high ground instead of playing payload. They're going to have their tracer right here, perfect example, force the payload while everyone pushes up here. Y'all are playing back here, which is great. Also playing back here is great. Right here is the kill box. So Fluky's about to step into it, unless... Okay, Bobby's right here. Bobby would have to go up here and take this area to deny this entire kill box. If Bobby's playing up here and he has Fluky probably like over in this area, I'll delete this so y'all can see. If Bobby's playing here and has Fluky at least right here, Bobby can back up here safely. And ideally, Travis should be able to put enough pressure on them to make them back up and not stay there, and that's how you would defend this high ground. You could rinse and repeat. They might learn, they might not, who knows. D.Va goes around again, goes right past Bobby. Travis gets a beautiful kill on the Freya. Reese pops ult. I don't know why she did that. No one's gonna get use of it. Tracer is forcing the payload, like I told you. Ideally, right here, Bobby's gonna distract both of the supports. Reese can't do shit, and Cutie can't do shit to deter Bobby unless they get like a lucky chain of headshots. Ideally, just kill the D.Va. Converge on the D.Va. Get her out of mech. Kill her. Best case scenario, Reese decides to press the shift key onto the D.Va, and you get a 2-for-1. If Reese is smart, Reese backs up here. She's not smart. She dies there. D.Va is still incredibly low. Doesn't have her Kiri, and the Lucio is down on the low ground. This should be an easy kill on the D.Va. Bobby is playing a little game of catch up, but it'll be fine. Bobby, I would go on the D.Va. I don't think pressuring out the Lucio is a good idea, especially where the spot he's in. He's gonna be able to duck you. Bob and weave around any corner and just, get out for free. Get the D.Va. Good attempt at a sleep. They're going to try to go for a remake. Again, if Bobby was there, that D.Va should have died, not lived. Yep, Lucio completely ducked Bobby and got out of the way and used beat. I don't understand the point of this beat. Their Freya is just not back. Very, very aggressive rally from Ducky. I actually really, really liked that idea. That actually was a very, very good rally, I think. Again, kill the D.Va. Please, kill the D.Va. Don't let her get away. Good. That character lives for way too long. The only way to, unfortunately, counteract it is to just constantly keep demeching her. If you know she has bomb, demech her. 9 times out of 10, D.Vas will immediately press their self-destruct button just because they want their mech to be up as fast as possible afterwards. Demech the D.Va at any chance you get. Again, you can kind of like cripple their entire team by just demeching the D.Va and then completely running the fuck away. Get the D.Va out of the mech, and then get out of the D.Va's line of sight, but still jump on her teammates, and she won't be able to build her mech back. She'll just watch her team die, and either have to pick getting my mech back and running away, or running in and dying. D.Va's forcing payload, that's fine. Ish. Good ult, forces the D.Va off payload, forces the D.Va up, use defense matrix. Again, Fluky has really, really good zoning ults whenever it comes to Cass, in my opinion. Unfortunately, you did get knocked off the high ground, but instead of going back to contest that Freya, I would have backed up. I heard the Tracer, but that also could just be me. I don't know if you heard the Tracer in the meantime. Backing up to, like, right about here, or even back here, would allow you to realize, hey, the Tracer's going for an off angle. You could then roll off here and meet the Tracer, or you could go over here and meet the Tracer and get her to fuck off or die. That'd be the best. Again, with most of the teams in Diamond tier, especially the higher tier teams, the thing that they do a lot is they have a Tracer on an off angle that is able to be self-sufficient, and 9 times out of 10, mark the Tracer and kill her, y'all win. It's just that easy. Again, Tracer teleported onto Leah. This is, again, why I don't play down here on a support. It's not a good idea. You didn't have anywhere to go. Your team kind of couldn't respond to you. You're behind a wall and stuff like that. Tracer blinked on. D.Va got you. It happens. It happens. Travis killed Reese again. Perfect. Reese is honestly the easiest person to kill on this team. Oh my god. Okay, I don't know if Cuddle Puddle just, like, chooses to ignore Widow players, but I don't understand how you're getting this many kills, Travis. It's actually impressive. This reminds me of tryouts whenever it was on Circuit Royale, I think, last point. You were in the other team's backline SMGing with Widowmaker, and almost every single person that was there literally wrote down, what is this Widow doing in the back line SMGing? How did it work? I don't know. I assume y'all lose the fight here. That's my guess. Actually, no, Ducky's goated. Gets the D.Va. Ducky 1v2. Oh, no. Okay. That's fine. Again, little positioning issues. A lot of these maps are just positioning issues and also comp ideas. Bobby, I will say this now. Don't be afraid to switch off. I don't think that the Hazard was working very well. You know they have a D.Va. Knowing the strengths of this map, knowing the map and knowing what tanks are good on the map will help you a lot. This second point, something with mobility. Hazard was a good option. Winston could be a good option. D.Va is the best option, or a Sigma. I say Sigma just because he can basically do everything. Going into this third point, a Zarya will be super strong. I don't know if he switched to Zarya or not, but Zarya, super strong. Reinhardt, super strong. Ramatra, super strong. Any tank that thrives in a close combat situation will thrive on this next map, on this next area, in my opinion. Yes, it seems long, but there are so many corners, and it's all played so close together that you can get away with just about anything. I wouldn't stick to the Hazard. The Hazard needs high ground in order to be able to play well. They took point there. Y'all back off. That's really good, because their spawn is right there. This, just a normal rule of thumb, this whole area I'm about to mark off just should be considered free space once they take that checkpoint. There's no reason to contest it unless it's an overtime situation, in my opinion. Mainly because you have walls here and walls here. There's not really good options to back up into. Again, if you want to use the line of scrimmage idea that I said earlier, the corner that you'd want to look at would be this corner right here. Yes, the payload is super far back, but do that. The main idea is that, again, this is going to be over here, but you'd want to draw your line, probably looking somewhat like that. And of course, the closer the payload gets right here, that line would then go to about that way. But it's just always a good idea. I think of this constantly. I don't know if there's an actual term for it, but again, see, y'all are positioned right behind that line. You're in a really strong spot. It's hard for them to get at you. See how much damage they're taking, and they're not wanting to commit to a fight. Again, really, really good. And again, Bobby is realistically the only person that has the ability to cross that line safely, because he's the tank, and tanks are basically exempt from that rule, but they're not exempt for the whole time. If you're gonna cross the line, think of it like going out of bounds in, like, I don't know if anybody's played like a Battlefield game or just any other game, if you go out of bounds, typically there's a timer that says, hey, you need to get back in the play area or you're automatically gonna die. Think of it like that. Also, this Freya, I have no fucking clue how the Freya got back there. Thank God that Freya died. Travis, I like the idea. Setting up, looking at this angle. Another angle that I like, personally, is this cheeky little, I wouldn't say one way, but like this angle right here. It gets them as they're coming in that area. And from this angle, it's extremely hard to see you unless they're pushing out wide. And when they're pushing out wide, again, that wall right there completely shields them and shields you. Fluky, Bobby playing the corner, that's good. They ult, y'all should all move backwards. Okay, we double support ulted. Holy mother of ults. Okay, so they Kiri ulted first. We responded with an immediate nano and a rally. We nano Bobby. That works. I don't think the rally was necessarily needed, but I trust your call on it. The Cass ult, yeah, that worked. The Freya also ulted. I think, okay, this is a moment that's saying to me is like, we used way too many ults, but looking at it, I can't think of the proper amount of ults to use. I can't think of what to say. I just know deep down we used way too many ults, but I can't explain to you why we used too many ults or what we should have used instead. But we just used 3 for 2. Arguably, it was one of their most valuable ults, which is Kitsune. Oofer is taking the angle I talked about earlier. Same brainwave type shit or something. I don't know. Again, I don't know if anybody is an audio maniac or whenever I play Rainbow Six Siege with my friends, I like to call them sound whores, where they just listen for every single minor detail. Bobby right here, you could have probably heard that they were standing over in that direction based on what your audio is. I like to play that like in depth, I guess you could say. Okay, that fight went really well. Kill the baby diva. That's all I ask. Beautiful. They should be getting out here, and they use beat, and y'all didn't use anything. Great. If I cared about ult economy as much as most people do, I would say y'all are in a very good position. All of y'all are gonna get your ults at the same time, and they also did just swap, so y'all are up, I would consider. But again, Overwatch has devolved into the type of game where ults shouldn't matter. Holy mother of purples! Holy great nade there. I will say, Leah, with the Freya, which I think you just did it reactively. With their Freya, this is a very bad angle to take, in my opinion. Ducky's here, and probably Ducky's gonna put up a shield and help you. But I think this Rein is about to go behind here and try to pressure you out. As the Freya jumped up and over here, you immediately move backwards. That is very, very good. However, to make that not happen again, positioning here as an Ana I see a lot. I want to introduce an alternative option, especially on Ana. Again, I don't play Ana, but I feel like positioning back here could be a good idea, or even back here. As long as nobody flanks, which I think somebody did flank at one point, if I remember hearing correctly. Playing back here should give you full sight, and they can't see you. You can see your teammates, they can't see you, and you can just Kobe, you can Kobe nades around the corner and stuff. So, I'll let that play out. Yep, Freya used the ult and y'all backed up. That's perfect. You could have also interpreted that as the Freya wanted to ult. I would say okay, I know that's happened a lot, Fluky. If you don't want that to happen, I would recommend picking the High Noon perk that gives you more healing. Because I know High Noon gives damage resistance, but I also know that High Noon, you're kind of really vulnerable in it. Getting the perk that allows you to get, I think it's either healing or overhealth when you pop your ult might be good option. Actually, I could be wrong. They could have nerfed it to the point where it's after a full lock-on you gain overhealth. I don't know. Just if you're in that type of situation, call for peel, or at least don't use your ult. If you're gonna die, just die. Using an ult to try and prevent it is a little bit of an issue. Perfect. Downpour there. Okay, yeah, no, really, really good first round, I think. They didn't full cap. Yeah, no, I say it's pretty good. Thankfully, with Blizzard World, it's a very predictable map whenever it comes to teams. Again, what I mentioned earlier about the different variations can be applied literally from team to team. It's going to happen. There's going to be slight iterations, but it is going to happen, and they're most likely going to play the exact same. Holy crap, how much time did they add? So right here, this is more of the poke, because Freya, Sig. But their Sig is up on the high ground, like that. Freya's played up a little bit. The Freya's probably going to move backwards, or backwards over here. Their Tracer is in a creative spot. I think it's kind of good. But also, I don't think it's that useful, because she can't mark anybody coming this way. She can really only engage straight like that, or she's just going to have to back off. But you have their Wu Yang playing right here, and their Kiri also back there, who will then most likely come out that door. They don't have their Ana over here, so it should be easy to get them on the rotate, but we'll have to see. I have no clue what that lineup is. I'd be impressed if that hit. Did that actually? Hold on. Was that a... Holy lineup. Okay, that didn't really do much, but like, if he had that locked down, that'd be pretty cool. I'm gonna look here. I like the idea. We have the Kiri Wu Yang, good idea. Have the Cass, good idea. We have the Monkey, good idea. However, on attack, I think there's a few better options we can take here. Support line, I think, is perfectly fine. The Wu Yang Kiriko, Lucio could be another option, and one time I'll say this, Juno could be a really good option. I don't think the Brig is a good idea. Moira could be. What do all these supports have in common? Well, they're all mobility. They all have the mobility to do whatever the hell they want. Cass is a good idea, however, I would like to point out some alternatives. Freya could work, Genji could work, Sojourn could work, Reaper could work, Venture could work. Mei, if you use the wall to boost yourself up. And that's about it. That would be an alternative to the Cassidy, in my opinion. To the Widow, Sojourn could work, Ashe could work, Tracer could work. I was gonna say Sim, but I'm not going to. And Freya can work, if you don't want to play Freya. I don't think the Widow's a good idea. I get the idea of what you want to do, but it's going to be a lot harder for your team to help you set up. Because with the Widow, I assume you're going to want to stick back. You're going to want to, get the picks off as you can. I think it will work, but also it's a 50-50 strategy. Winston, very good idea. D.Va, very good idea. Doomfist, also a good idea if you know how to play Doomfist. Hazard is a good idea. I'm going to say no to a ball, no to Ramattra, no to Reinhardt, no to anything that doesn't have vertical mobility. You can brute force it with a brawl with Zarya, but that's going to be a lot on your supports. But, that's just... Those are general picks. Don't know what's going to happen, so let's find out. Starting picks, you see they're on Sig, you see they're up there. The importance of this point, in my opinion, is you need to move fast. If you do not move fast, you are not going to get past this choke. They want you to play slow. The slower you play, the higher chance they have of being able to get kills out. You have to play fast, and you have to go on somebody. The Tracer has very, very good discipline right there, not shooting at anyone until they got shot at. I like the Widow angle. Actually, I like the Widow angle. Widow angle. Widow angle a lot more than I was thinking how you were gonna play. I thought you were gonna play further back on the statues and stuff, but yeah. So they got your tank and they pushed up. They know they have the advantage. Beautiful kill on the Tracer. Unfortunately, you go down. Just gonna be in the middle. They're gonna try to. Ideally, they should reset here and go back up on that high ground. If they don't, they're kind of stupid. I believe the call was for all of y'all to go downstairs. I think Bobby was saying, "Hey, go down here," and they realized that. They saw Bobby drop, and they didn't see him come back up, so they knew. If you guys are gonna do something, plan it ahead and go quickly, please, because now the Tracer and Freya are swinging around the opposite side. They're kind of flipping the map. Fluky went out early. Bobby backed up. Josh should lose the fight here, if I'm not wrong. I'm just gonna skip. Again, y'all do stagger a lot. Regrouping is your best option. Bobby, if you know 3 people are still behind, don't dash in. Fluky, you're probably trying to position, but the Sig knows, so just back up and wait. There's nothing wrong in waiting. Never mind, I guess the Sig didn't know because he'd be still pushing you. Interesting. I like the wide angle that you're all taking. I'm gonna say this now. I am a huge fan of whenever it comes to attacking here, going through and around this way. I do not like whenever people branch off and go through this area. It is very, very easy to kill. Especially even if you have the high ground and you're trying to drop off the high ground, still go around. Like, they're going to be positioned right here and you know this. Instead of taking them head on, take them from an off angle. Make them peek this corner or just give up point. I think that's always going to be a really good option. Sig just ulted, got no one. Weang ult right there. Unfortunately, they got 2. He goes down. Ideally, this Tracer dies. No, but Bobby goes up to the height. You get Kiri. And Reese just abandons Geo, apparently. Oh, Tracer didn't die, and Tracer got a pick. Does Leah go down? I think so. Oh! Okay, Leah does go down. I was about to say, really, really good TP. Bobby dies here. Unfortunate. Ducky backs off. Good. Hopefully you don't get staggered. If you do, accept your fate. Yeah, I would have just accepted my fate at the statue whenever I had to back up. Going to the next fight. They swapped the D.Va. Again, PizzaBot defaults to D.Va. I assume their favorite character, but they're gonna default to it. Little bit weird of a... Huh. Weird hazard ult. And even weirder, Freya ult. Kill the D.Va. Good. Get the Tracer. I think the Juno swap was a little too late, and I don't think the Juno swap is needed right now. I know it might be easy to see that you guys are struggling and think you need to make swaps. That's like the easiest answer. Sometimes it's not. Sometimes you have the right picks, but you're not executing stuff correctly, which then causes you to swap. I think that I don't know what you were thinking, Leah, but if I were to guess, I'm dying too much on Kiri. I don't feel like I'm giving any value. What can I do to get value? What do we need right now? We need to play faster. I can go Juno because Juno has speed ring. That's not a bad way of thinking, but instead of that, I severely think it was just a positioning issue for everyone. Positioning issue and lack of plans. One thing that I think that y'all should do, and this kind of goes down to whoever is the enabler on the team. So right now, Leah technically is the enabler. That speed ring is a huge tool. If Ducky had his ult, Ducky would be the enabler, or if you guys are running a Lucio, the Lucio would be the one responsible for this. If you are the enabler on a team, you can get your team into fights, and you can facilitate, like, you know, that stuff. You need to be thinking ahead. You need to be thinking of a plan. If I'm playing Juno, my speed ring is going to be the engage conditions for everyone, so I need to plan how to use my speed ring. a general idea is that you want to wait for a cooldown to get used. So on this team, I would wait for Suzu, but they're probably going to use it reactively, so I would look for most likely D.Va boosters, Tracer Rewind, or Freya Updraft. Her dashes come back, the Updraft. Whenever I see any of those, I'm going to say, hey, D.Va no boosters, can we speedring past her onto her backline? You drop the speedring, everyone runs through and runs past the D.Va. That's fine. You'll most likely trade your backline if the D.Va's a good player. But like if the Kiri has no Suzu, drop a speed ring and jump the Kiri. The Kiri should not be able to get out alive, or you force the teleport out and can still get her because it's going to be a panic teleport. If a Kiri doesn't have Suzu and a Kiri's getting jumped by people, 9 times out of 10 they're looking around for anyone to dash to. So you could possibly get 2 with that. Tracer not having rewind, you can either jump the Tracer or get her to fuck off. And same with the Freya. No updraft, and y'all all run at her. It's just the idea of like the Freya's not going to be able to kill everyone. The Freya has to weigh the pros and cons of killing one or dying. So right here, you drop the speed ring, and your team you don't really do anything with the speed ring. That's why you need to plan ahead and you need to communicate that. D.Va boosters onto everyone. D.Va should get killed here. Okay, unfortunately, that doesn't how it goes, or that's not how it goes. Typically, if somebody's playing a D.Va, the D.Va is going to get follow-up, meaning you need to move past the D.Va, or you need to make the D.Va a hazard. You can do that by like dropping just with the comp you have right now. Dropping a flashbang, dropping a pulse bomb, dropping hazard wall. Make it to where if somebody tries to follow up with the D.Va, they are going to get hit with something and will have to make a trade. Or you just play completely apart. So, because this team right here is playing in 2 groups. You have this group, and you have this group. This group right here will run at any threat. They will run away if they are smart. Unfortunately, I don't think the players here would run. I feel like they would stick. They rely on the rest of their team to back them up, that they would stick and stay there rather than run away, and that's a good condition for y'all. If you see the D.Va's boosters are out and the Kiri used teleport and the Tracer is backed off, that is the ideal sign to jump this pod right here. They have no tools to respond to this team, and you have speed. If you have speed, you're gonna get on them. But you guys are pressured back right now. You are down Fluky. As much as I want to say run the cast here, I honestly would feel better running the Reaper. The Reaper presents as more of an active threat than a possible threat. The Reaper teleporting, 2 things can happen. Y'all are going to follow up, the Reaper's going to ult, or, you know, the Reaper's a free pick, but that also draws attention. Good kill on the Freya. Fluky, love the positioning here. Yeah, Reese is already backing off. You're looking at people that Bobby... Yeah, perfect. Absolutely perfect. Get Reese. Okay, and or you abandon Reese. Now, whenever you're here, stick 1 on the payload. Everybody else position up top. This bridge is a good idea. However, I would look to put more pressure on this platform right here to prevent the other team from walking up and getting set up, and have a DPS like Travis over here, like in these bushes back here, to then prevent them from swinging around, or people going from over here. You guys can set up the fact that right here is going to be your kill box. I don't know if any of y'all watched the videos that James Baxter provided for the Jade Notes, or if any of y'all did read the Jade Notes, but I believe I did post them in the Diamond chat. They talk about kill boxes. Kill boxes are an agreed space where your team says if somebody goes there, they want to kill them. So if you communicate that, Bobby says, okay, I want to wait for somebody to get within this circle, and if they are here, we go on them. That's setting up like a precondition. Like, instead of setting up like a, hey, we're going to wait for them to use this, it's saying like you have an either or. you can wait for them to use something, or if they cross this line, you play there. Again, if you want to go back to that line analogy for the other team, their best bet right here. Trying to think about how I could draw this, because the payload's really far back. If the payload was like right here, I would say something like this, or something like this. Again, with the payload in this quadrant, there's not really safe ones. So I guess the analogy doesn't fit there. But play up, play to advantage. At this point, you could put 3 people on, or you could just leave 1. It's up to y'all. I think with your support line, you need to set people up. Setting people up is very important. Again, if y'all had set up and put more pressure on this area, that would have prevented Geo from popping their ult, Pizza Bot from pushing y'all off, and the Tracer from getting a basically free blink spot. Also, if you had Travis over here, prevent the Kiri from playing over here, and all that's left is just Reese, who's not in a good position whatsoever. So Freya ult hits that, Fluky goes down, Bobby responds late by jumping up, back to the Freya, D.Va's going on your backline. Yeah. So I definitely think y'all struggle a lot with Hybrid and Escort. That's because Hybrid and Escort are modes that require you to have a plan and plan ahead. I've been trying to say that for a long time, but I guess this is a prime example. I told you the entire plan that I would think of ahead of time, and they did exactly what I was predicting and what the plan would have prevented them from doing. Travis blinks on. They're already in a position where they're waiting for stragglers. They know you guys are going to be desperate to play, or hit payload. Unfortunately, that happens. Before it ends, I'm just going to go over general stuff for over here, if y'all ever get there, because unfortunately we don't get to use that. Ideally, unless you're running like a Tracer or Sombra, nobody should really be using this back area of the map, and like the little staircase that's over here. It's a very good flanking angle for the Tracer, and a really good flanking angle for the Sombra, but not really that useful. Fluky, a little tip is I don't know if they fixed the spotter yet, but if you're on Reaper, you can teleport from over there right here, possibly leading to a really, really cool flank Blossom. But general idea is you're going to want to play corners a whole lot, and you're going to have lines. I did this earlier. This is the first corner, or the first focal point you could think of, and most of the line is going to look like is that. Most likely the tank will be positioned here, another DPS behind, supports are back here, and maybe a DPS playing up here, especially that person right there. Again, as payload comes around the corner, that's going to shift to something that looks more like this for the other team. I'll erase that. Something that looks like this, where they're, again, going to play right around this corner. Tank will probably be somewhere here. Supports will be back further over here, and then maybe a DPS or 2 over here, up or down. Again, it's just playing corners. Keep your supports back a little bit further. If you're playing Tracer, this flank angle is very, very strong. Especially it's really strong whenever you get your payload right here, because most of them are going to either be playing further back or somewhere in here where they're not looking towards that corner anymore. So yeah. That's about it for that map. And so I will move on to Route 66, our favorite. I don't really remember what happened here. All I know is that y'all actually had a really, really good map, if I remember this correctly, because y'all made it to the end. So I'm gonna go here till we're all set up. Again, very typical things that I think I've said over and over and over. And y'all did this earlier. I think it was Travis mentioned he watched pro players play like right here to have both angles. That's a very good idea. That's also setting up a kill box, because if you were to think about it, regardless of where the payload is, let's say the payload's here. they're always going to have somebody pushing up. This angle right here is going to be looking here, and this angle is going to be looking here. So where would your kill box be? That's right at that focal point. Let's see the payload. Let's say the payload's right here. You have somebody playing here, and they're playing here. They're going to be looking. Yep, that's it. That's your kill box right there. Or that's where you guys can agree to have a kill box. It's the intersection of both of y'all's angles. So right here, again, God, again, Geo and Endora, you are playing the same goddamn characters they always play. Predict to not be able to take sightline or the longer sightlines. The same rules, if you see a Widow, apply to Freya, in which the Widow is probably, or the Freya is probably going to try to play here. They're basically going to try to play this side angle as much as humanly possible, with the exception of this bridge area. That is the area they're going to play in, because it gives them the most amount of advantage. So you either play around it, or you try to force them out. With the Tracer is just going to try to contest the high ground, or push the payload. Again, keep this high ground. I'll bring out the little team list to show y'all options here, because I don't necessarily think that y'all are doing anything too bad. Let's start with the DPS. So your DPS lineup is very, very dive-like. There's not a lot of burst. I wouldn't say burst damage. There's not a lot of like solid damage going on, because you have damage fall off and what is it? Low accuracy, and then you have projectiles and stuff. I would highly suggest to play with a character that can pressure all the time. You could do a Hanzo, an Ashe, a Cass, or Sojourn. Don't do Widowmaker. An argument can be made for Torbjorn, but that's a little bit of a throw pick. Have somebody that can always deal damage consistently at medium to high ranges, because that's going to help you a lot, especially with that Freya. You can also play the Freya. I don't really like Freya on defense, so I'm gonna stay against it, or I'm gonna be against it. DPS lineup, solid. Alternatives can be an Ana Brig, a Brig Kiri, a Kiri Wu Yang. That's about it. You can play a BAP there. Yeah. You have a really, really slow backline, but that backline is going to help keep your tank up. For defense, I don't believe Hazard's a good idea, unfortunately. Ryan's not going to be a good idea. Ramacha's not going to be a good idea. I would stick with Sig or D.Va. No Zarya. Do Sig or D.Va. Sig or D.Va is gonna be a lot more reliable, and you've probably seen other teams run it. As your secondary DPS, Genji could work. Actually, no. Assuming Fluky plays any of these longer range ones, Tracer works. I think Tracer is just a solid pick overall. You should always, if you can, always have a Tracer. Mei can also be a decent pick. That's about it. I'm going to say it always. Bastion can also be a really good pick, especially if they're holding down the angle with their tank. Very, very good. You can unconventionally play an off-angle Bastion or like a flanking Bastion, but again, it's going to take a lot more to do, especially with the Freya. And also, personally, I don't like the Bastion into Freya idea. Positioning-wise, Ducky, I actually think you okay, if you had a D.Va or a Sig, I would say don't play the Brig. Play like a Wu Yang or something. I would only play the Brig if you had an Ana. But right now, it should work, because no one has a deterrent to get them off of the high ground except you. If you hit your whip shots, you can whip them off the high ground. If you had a D.Va could use her boosters to pressure them, or Sig could use his rock to throw them off, and that's why I'd go Wu Yang in that situation. But if you have the Ana, you don't really... I don't mean this as any offense. You don't really do much on this, on this section of the map if you're playing Brig. I'll let it play, but I like the positioning. I like the ideas. I definitely think if Fluky switched to a character that could have a longer range, I think it would be a lot better, because you guys would be able to play that split angle and agree on kill boxes more. General attacking ideas, which I think I've said multiple times by now, is the other team is going to look to jump up on the high ground and take y'all off high ground. Don't give it up. Don't give it up. Don't give it up. I can't say it anymore. Don't give it up. This Winston is going to look for a jump. The Tracer is going to go around. Or the Freya is going to get a pick and both of them will go. Notice how the Winston and Tracer are playing together a lot? They like to do that. Again, Tracer's going on that little angle. Winston, okay, if I were to guess what's about to happen. Winston jumps up on the high ground, Tracer double blinks to the staircase, and Freya dashes forward onto the high ground, all onto Sonari or Bobby. Never mind. Okay, that's exactly what I was saying. Really, really good whip shot. You denied the monkey coming up there. But Tracer blinked on. Fluky dashed back because the Ana has a little bit of range. Again, y'all don't have enough to pressure out, so like, even though they have the Freya, the Ana is also another equal threat. Can force you out by hitting you. She does way too much damage. Again, the Winston is... They're doing this a little bit slowly. They're playing a lot slower than most teams will to be getting that high ground, and you can see that. And now, Ducky's a little too far back. Again, you can also do the line thing. I would use this corner of the gas station. Draw that line right there. Ducky is almost crossed this line, which would then let the Winston and the Tracer all go onto Ducky. So again, just be a little more aware. Okay, Ducky backed up. That's good. Bobby went past. Winston jumped off. They failed their dive. They failed to meet the conditions. They failed to get Ducky because he's just goated like that. Winston's up. Winston should be the easiest, like, killable, or the Ana. I don't know if anybody sees this, but look at this Ana right here. She is behind a rock wall away from her team. Her Brig is out in the open, and her Freya is backing up. This is, like, the freest kill imaginable to either Travis or Fluky. Like, Travis, if you were playing on... Where are you? Is that a rewind? I assume that's going to be a rewind. If you're playing, like, down here to prevent the other Tracer from coming up, you could just blink onto that Ana and kill her, realistically. That was a rewind. Okay, you're over there. Never mind. Couldn't do that. My bad. I will say, Ducky, unless you called it out, it's probably not a good idea to go that far back. You should probably stick with Sonari here. Akimbo might touch on this, but you should stick with your supports 90% of the time, or stick together in like a pairing, especially on a map like this where they're trying to get up and around y'all. Y'all are doing a really, really good job at holding the high ground. I think that is really, really good. I would like to see Travis take a flank instead of just that off angle. Again, unfortunately, they eventually got y'all. It's like a game of attrition. You guys finally didn't have the resources to back them up, and they had more resources. I don't know about recontesting this. I personally would just let them take. Going down here is a terrible idea, and your only option is really to go through here. Don't go underneath. And going through here is going to be a little hard, especially with their Freya, because the Freya can just spam and deal damage. So I personally wouldn't go for the recontest here. I don't know. I forgot what you all do, but I think you go for the retest or recontest. I like the swaps. Okay, no, y'all didn't go for the recontest. Very, very good. Okay. I like all the swaps. I like what you're all doing. Again, I probably would have changed up the backline a little bit. An Ana would be pretty good. Ana Brig, that'd be pretty well. Bobby, I would have suggested a D.Va swap or a Sig swap. Sig would be harder. D.Va is going to be the easiest option here for you to do because of the mobility D.Va has. Travis, I like the angle. Playing right here will allow you to watch if that Freya is trying to go around here and also get you angles down here. Really, really good. Fluky's down under. Again, staging there. Really, really good. And ideally, Bobby is going to stand like right here. Sonari and Ducky are going to stay back. It's looking really, really good. So let's see what happens.
The payload has reached the checkpoint.
I also think Route 66 is just a very snowballable map, if that makes any sense. Like, you lose one fight, you're going to lose the rest of them. Again, the Winston did exactly what I thought he was going to do. He's going to jump up, tried to get on the high ground, slipped off. Again, this high ground is a very, very, very important thing for attackers to take. If you can deny that, you should be solid. Um, the reason it's very valuable is because it has control over almost every angle that you can do. It has control looking over there. It's literally looking at where y'all will come back at. If you come out of these doors, don't even think about it. That takes way too long to get to those doors. Go through there. Unfortunately, the only option, this map could use a rework, in my opinion. But controlling this high ground is what they want to do, and if you guys can deny them what they want to do, it's gonna be perfect. Fleeky teleported up. I can't see where the Winston is. I think he's on the staircase. Let's see how this plays out. Freya goes up. Monkey goes out. Freya goes for a flank. Freya's most likely going to go up to that high ground. We have a winner. Again, Freya's on the high ground. Tracer's positioning behind. They're all trying to get onto... Holy crap, they want Travis. That's a Freya ult and a monkey. That was a waste. Very, very good job living that, but the Tracer is there. Fluky goes down. Again, Fluky, if you want to try preventing that, because, I mean, to be fair, that was just a really, really good plan they had. As Reaper, position on this, like, little back area if you see them pushing up, or play here to stop them from having a little save point or a checkpoint. And, of course, Bobby playing D.Va, he could alleviate pressure on that. I think D.Va's a very, very good character to play into Monkey. Unfortunate pulse bomb. I would say the Freya and Tracer would be y'all's main targets here. If they get set up, you're kind of screwed. But to be fair, Route 6, I think this map might have actually just been super close. Because Route 66 can go one of two ways. It's either a complete stomping from one team, or it's super close for either of the teams, and it's just like little tiny, like, minor mistakes, wrong timings, and stuff like that. What the hell is Reese doing? She doesn't die for that? Oh my... Okay. That's fine. Again, she didn't get that much out of that rally. And this is the snowball. They're up. If a Winston's ever playing super, super aggressive, that's a tall tale sign of they have ult. Reese is super far up here. If you ignore the Winston, Reese should go down. Oh, holy crap, that sleep was really good. Winston dies here. No shot. Okay. That's fine. Again, more important to high ground, especially in this area. This high ground is very important to the attackers, because most of the time you want your supports to be playing here. This really isn't a good area for them to grab, and this area isn't that reliable. This high ground is going to be the main thing that's contested for, and y'all need to play around. If you play down and you let them take that high ground, you're just gonna keep dying. You're gonna die. You're gonna die and lose almost every fight. Again, a D.Va or a Sig could work here better than Hazard, in my opinion. Because unfortunately, right now, they're just playing a lot faster than you, Bobby. They're playing characters that can get around you more. They're waiting for you to do something and just going second. And again, as Geo is sitting up there, that high ground is very important. And also the Ana is up there. They can just look down. High ground is very, very important. Okay. That's fine. It was just a lot of minor mistakes that y'all made that you can fix very easily. And luckily, most escort and most hybrid maps will function the same. And by function the same, I mean you attack them the same way that the other team will defend. It's kind of scripted. You guys are going to be doing almost the exact same thing, like rinse and repeat. And they're playing this a little bit more aggressive because they know they can be more aggressive on y'all, but it's basically what I was trying to tell you earlier. Again, they have a longer range DPS, they have the DPS that's going to be a little bit up more, and they have a Sig. A Sig is going to put his shields here, to try to defend that DPS again, and then you have your Ana playing back here and your Brig a little bit further up. They're expecting y'all to jump up onto the high ground. That's why they put their Ana so far back, and they have their Brig right there. Their Brig and Sig are going to try to make you not get on the high ground, but just in case, they're saving the actual heals to be back a lot further. I like the DPS setup. I would say a more mobile tank, but you can just be a rock as Zarya, and then I think what y'all do is you bubble Fluky as he goes in, which is a very, very good idea. Travis, what I would do is I would try to get around this angle and go behind as fast as possible. Easiest targets for you to take out would most likely be this Ashe or this Ana, and it's easy to say that, oh, they're the easy targets, but again, Geo's Freya is literally all about scouting and spam, so you don't have to worry too much. They're just gonna spam down the angles that y'all are going and hope to hit a shot and just peek. Like, it's like jiggle peeking. Travis is forcing payload. Ducky, I would have gone up with Bobby, ideally. But I think it's fine. No, it's not fine. I would have gone up with Bobby in that situation. Have Travis force the payload. If y'all can get a presence up on a high ground, even though it's really small, that'd be good. You'll drop. You're down your Brig right now, so I wouldn't be trying to do anything, but I think Fluky and Bobby were planning, hey, I'm going to teleport up on the high ground, you're going to bubble me, so-and-so. Their Sig dropped, which is really, really good for y'all. Somebody just needs to get this Freya. Freya is putting infinite pressure onto Ducky right now, and unfortunately, he's kind of suffering. But you guys get the Sig. That's absolutely huge. There goes Rewind. Somebody get this Freya. Thank you, Travis. Thank you. Yeah, no, they lose this here. They're backing up, but Reese is out of position, and their Ashe can't really do anything. Actually, what the fuck is Reese doing here? What? Huh? What the hell? Okay, we're just gonna ignore that. She doesn't have rally or anything. Why isn't she moving? Oh, she's going for a split. Okay, never mind. That makes more sense. Another whiffed ult. Weird. Going for a split, but she let the rest of her team get picked off by Uther the Goat. That's crazy. And Fluky and Bobby are just walking menaces. I don't know. Again, good TP, Fluky. You're taking that high ground. Like I said, it's very important. Bobby, I would have swapped to D.Va here. Or Winston. Somebody vertical. Please, don't be afraid to go vertical. I think it's probably the best. They did the same thing, because they want to prevent you from getting on that high ground. Sig can do it, if they're a good Sig player, but they swapped to the Monkey to prevent it. Fluky's got the right idea, but the Freya is going to be using that high ground, and the simple breakdown of what they're doing is they have their supports together. They're always going to be together, unless whatever the hell Reese was doing over there. Their tank is staging up here, and the DPS that has the most vertical mobility is going there. The other DPS is over on an off angle, where they would most likely see a sniper or something coming out from this hallway, doing that as a preventative measure, and also they can just blink around to y'all. That's what they're trying to do here. Most likely their kill box they designated right here, or at this bend. If y'all go there, that's where they're going to jump on you, because Tracer has good angles, they have good angles, they have good angles, and so on. That's probably where their kill box is, if I were to guess. Again, they're waiting. They're not doing anything major. As much as I want to say focus the Monkey, Fluky, you might be better forcing out the Freya. That sounds backwards because the Freya can outrange you, but especially in this situation, since the Freya is trying to play. Oh, thought I clicked it. Since the Freya is trying to play up here, it'd be best if you got up there somehow. I don't know if you can teleport here or if you go around and teleport up here. Get up on this high ground and just like think of yourself as a fly swatter. Just smack her when she's trying to get up. Freya is literally just a fly. Again, Freya's going on you. Good idea trying to teleport there, but unfortunately, your supports kind of got picked off. And kind of just, yeah. Unfortunate, it happens. Again, this is probably the hardest area to attack or defend on this map. Because it's really like, I like to think of them as like bunkers. If you set up a bunker, it's going to work. You cannot reset the bunker up. If they lose a fight here, they cannot set it back up to be this effective. It's always going to be diminishing. And they are flipping the map right now. I don't know why, but they are playing completely opposite of where. If you want to do the line thing, most of the time it's played off of this corner or this corner right here. That, and trying to imagine something like that, maybe? No. It's gonna shift, but corner's right there. They want to play over here, or if they can flip the map, which they did on y'all, they just created a line right here. Where y'all are on this side, they identify that y'all want to stay there, so they're gonna go on this side to get better angles. And they're looking to jump on your supports. That's probably a condition they thought of. Is that, yeah, no, never mind. That's what it is. Sorry. If you notice the Tracer and Winston right now, they're trying to jump on Ducky. I would take that as a sign to maybe swap off or play like a ninja. Don't be seen. Don't be seen by them. Don't give them the opportunity to try to jump on you. Y'all do a really good job at backing off and, you know, trying to protect Ducky, but too many do it. Fluky just died. Travis lost really, really good positioning, and y'all lost a whole bunch of space. In this situation, you either swap off the brig, or you just need to fucking run it down. To put it simply, just run it down. Leroy Jenkins, that shit. I still think Freya. I remember this. Put the monkey in timeout. Again, going on the brig might be a good idea, or the Freya. Freya's an issue because she can spam and no one's really doing anything. I would say that would be up to Travis to do if he has the ability to get to those high grounds. Let's speed it up a little bit, because this is already 2 hours long. Holy shit. To be fair, it's 3 maps. Really good Blossom. Again, this Freya has some of the most bipolar ults in the world. Right here, if you want to draw the line, just to keep going with it, it's right here. They're most likely going to play on this area and not this area. That's why you want to take the high ground, so they're forced to play right there.
10 seconds remaining.
Y'all win that, cool. I don't remember how far y'all went here. I don't know if you tied it up, or if y'all full pushed. But again, you're gonna see them most likely hold the high ground where Geo is right now. You guys need to get that, attack it. That's why you want to have somebody that's more vertical. You're running it down on the Zarya, which I don't disagree with, but as Alex was talking about it earlier, if you're playing against a monkey, you need to match the pace or match the movement. Because again, as the tank, if they're moving faster than you and they're able to pick off your teammates, you're just going to sit there and watch as your teammates dwindle down. Their Tracer's behind. Tracer's most likely going to stay on that flank. What the hell? Okay, I have no clue what they're doing on these platforms. This is also very weird positioning, but yeah, they all lost a fight, so they're gonna position up like this. They'll go around. Yes, contest the Freya. Kill the damn Freya. I definitely think if you're running into a Freya comp and the Freya is the issue, kill the Freya. The Freya typically only gets value from spamming down an angle. Also, what the hell is QD doing here? Oh, stalling for time, maybe. I don't know. I think y'all just slam him. Monkey gets out, you rally. Perfect, 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 perfect. Cool. Alright. Overall, not too bad. You guys are definitely learning how to play Root a lot better, in my opinion. And that's amazing. But, yeah. That's about it. Good job.